Hello viewers, welcome to Coding Interviews channel. Hope you are doing great. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and subscribe. I have created bunch of playlists to cover various categories of problems such as stacks, queues, trees, linked list, BFS, DFS, dynamic programming, divide and conquer, and so on. Please check them out. I have uploaded the code for this problem to the GitHub repository. You can get the link from description below this video. Let's jump into today's problem. Binary tree zigzag level ordered traversal, right? So basically we are given with a binary tree, return the zigzag level ordered traversal of its node values. So zigzag means from left to right and then right to left from the next level and alternate in between. So that's how we are going to traverse. So for this example, whatever is given on the left side here, right? So 3 is a root node, 9 and 20 are its children, and for 20 there are two more child nodes, 15 and 7, right? So in this case, if we were to traverse the zigzag, right? So we are saying we are going to start from left to right. So since it's a binary tree, we will have like just one root node in it, so it doesn't matter like left to right or right to left, since it is only one node, right? But to keep track of from where to where we are traveling, right, traversing, so first we will be going to left to right. So that means we have the root node that we took, that is 3. Next, for the next level, right, we are supposed to do from right to left, right? So that's what is the trick here. So in this case, normally when you do the breadth first traversal, right, so you do the levels basically, right? So 9 and 20 you read, but when you are going to return the output, you have to return 20 and 9, right? So normally normal BFS, let me write it down. So normal BFS, it will be, what will be the order? 9 and 20, right? So now we want to convert that to 20 and 9, right? So that's what it is, right? So we will see how we are going to convert. So let's say we got 20 and 9, so that is from right to left. Since we have to alternate between the levels, so we are done with the level 1, 3, level 2, 20 and 9, level 3, we have to go from left to right now, right? Because we are alternating. So that's 15 and 7. So 15 and 7 will stay same because we are going from left to right this time, right? So 15 and 7. So that's how. So in the answer, essentially what we are going to have is this one and this one and 15 and 7, right? So that's how the answer we need to generate basically, right? So the only catch here is we are fine as long as it is from left to right, right? So we have to worry about how to convert that into the when it is right to left, right? So we could use various things here. For example, right? So for example, if we do the normal BFS, let's say, and put into a stack. So that means I put 9 and 20 into a stack, right? So let's say this is my stack, right? So I put 9. So 9 is the top now. So after reading 20, I put 20 in the stack. So now the stack is having, so 9 and 20. If it makes sense, better sense for you guys. So 9 and 20, right? So 20. This is the top of the stack, right? So if you put all those elements through BFS traversal into a stack and read and put back into the output. So now when you read from the stack, 20 will come first. So you add 20 into your list and 9 will come next. Add 9 into your list. So basically we can employ a stack, right? So use a stack. So this is one way, right? So the other way could be like, instead of, you don't need to have, stack specifically, but if you want to use an array, just read all of them into array, and when you are putting into the output list, start from n-1 index as opposed to 0th index, right? So let's say using array, right? So using array, it will be 9 and 20, right? So you put all of them into array while you read from the BFS. Now, so instead of starting from 0th index, right? Instead of starting from 0th index, start from n minus 1th index, right? So normally you go from 0 to n minus 1th, right? So you do reverse, n minus 1th to 0th, right? So what that gives you? So if you start at n minus 1, that is at 20 and 9. So it will give you 20 and 9, right? So it's basically whatever the data that you have collected so far, you will have to do in a reversal fashion, right? So you could employ a stack or you could employ a array, right? So any of those two methods, you will be able to get to the answer. So now let's go how we are going to do it, right? So it will be similar. The approach that we are going to do is breadth first traversal, so breadth first search, right? So let's go ahead and look at the code and come up with the answer for this, right? So now we are given with the tree node, basically the root of the binary tree, right? Declare a answer list of lists. So if the root itself is null, you just return simply the answer, right? So basically you don't have to traverse anything. But otherwise, so since we said the approach we are going to use will be a breadth first traversal, right? Breadth first search, we will be employing a queue here. So this queue is different from the stack or any extra memory that we said, right? So this is different. We come to this step in a little bit. So this queue that we are going to use is for the depth first search traversal, okay? So add that root node into the queue first and then initialize a variable, a boolean variable left to right. So this tells us whether we want to go from left to right or right to left. So how we are going to manipulate this is, so for current level, if we went from left to right, then we are going to update this, okay, to false. That means the next time you need to go from right to left. After that you update this to true. That means you have to go to left to right. So like that we are going to manipulate this single variable to do it from whether we are going to do left to right or right to left. So this is what is going to be key for us, right? So to start with, as we said, we are going from left to right. That's why I have initialized it to true. That's what it is, right? So we will be going from left to right and then right to left, and the next level and alternate between them, right? That's what we are going to do. So initially to start with, left to right will be true. Good. And then while the queue count is greater than 0, we are going to read from the queue. So get the queue count, whatever the count it is, and then here I am using just a list. So I am going with the second approach as opposed to the stack. You could use the stack, there is no harm in it, but I just went with an array or a list. Basically I am going with a list here, okay? So initialize the list for the current level. So while the queue count becomes 0, right, we are going to get all the elements from the queue and inserting them into the cur level, right? So just get the element from the queue, basically dequeue the first thing that is available from the queue. If it is a left to right, right, that means you just simply add it, right? You just simply add it to the current level. But otherwise what you are going to do is insert at the 0th position. So that means what we are essentially doing is, so if it is from right to left, let's say, right, let's say we are reading from left to right and the breadth first traversal, right? Anyway, but since we are going to follow this variable left to right or right to left, whenever it is left to right is false, that means at this case we are going to insert at the 0th position, right? So that means, so right now let's say I am going from left to right, sorry, right to left for 920. So now I have in the list 9, right? The second element, whenever it comes, right, 20, that is the second element, right? So whenever I encounter a set 20, what I am saying is insert at 0th position, right? So 0th position means it will come at this position, right? So that's how I am building the list, right? Rather than using a stack or array reversing traversal, I am using a list and putting them in the 0th position. So always I am going to insert the element at the 0th position, right? So that's how the right to left is taken care. So once that is done, we need to add more elements, basically more levels to the queue. So if at all the current node's left is not equal to null, you enqueue that node. If the current node's right is not null, we enqueue that to the right. So this is going to be done for one level, right? So for one level, we will be going through this for loop, right? Once you have got that elements into the cur level list, you have to add this cur level to the answer, right? So answer will have all the levels. So basically for each level you're going to have a list. So the current level list, you are going to add it to the answer. So that's what we are going to do. So we are adding the current level list to answer. So now that we have done either left to right or right to left, we have to flip it, right? So I am going to flip it. Left to right is equal to flip. So basically bang symbol, bang left to right is going to flip the from true to false and false to true, right? So initially when we started it's true, but after that it will be false. And when we go through the and one more iteration, right, it will be turned back to true. So this is what is used flipping. So this is an important thing. So if you forget this, right, you will not get the desired output, right? So what happens if you just say if you forget this, right? The left to right will be always true, so you will be always reading the elements from left to right only. So this is an important thing that we have to keep in mind. So you have to flip the direction, whether you want to go from left to right or right to left. So that's how we are able to solve this particular problem. So finally, once your queue becomes empty, right, you just return the answer, whatever that you have acquired, right? So good. So let's go ahead and look at the time and space complexity for this, right? Time, space, right? So how much time we are going to execute this particular program? So basically, let's say there are n nodes in binary tree, right? Let's say there are n nodes in the binary tree. So for sure, we are visiting all n nodes only once, right? So all n nodes only once. That's good. But so when we are going from right to left, we are inserting at 0th position, right? So that means whether you use a stack or a simple array or a list or whatsoever, right? So there will be a shift of elements in that particular level, right? So we will add order of n, right? Order of n, but for some of the nodes or for some of the levels, if there are n nodes, right? So if there are n nodes, how many levels that could be possible? You could say, okay, in a worst case, there can be n levels also, right? So if there are n levels, that means each level has only one node. But if each level has only one node, we won't need to do this insertion multiple times, because all we do is just insert it once. It doesn't matter whether you go from left to right or right to left. The problem comes only when the nodes in a particular level are more than one. In that particular case, there will be a change if you read from left to right and right to left, right? So in that particular case, those cases we need to account for more complexity. But so in a given level, let's say level is L, right? So if level is L, so maximum number of nodes in a binary tree for a given level are 2 power L minus 1, right? Or L, if you want to start with L as 1. Let's say level starts at 0, right? So that means 2 power L. So 2 power L. So this many nodes are possible, right? So in that particular case, what we are saying is 2 power L elements are nodes that we are processing from right to left, right? So in those cases, there is an extra complexity that we need to consider, right? So for this particular case, so even whether you use stack or any other data structure, right, you are going to put in the stack all the 2 power L elements and bring out of the stack the 2 power L elements, right? So 2 power L will be multiplied by how many left to right levels are there. So we don't know that also, so, right? So m, we will say m into 2 power L. So this is the extra complexity that we need to add in addition to the order of n, right? So for some levels you will be incurring this kind of complexity. So the overall time complexity will be order of n plus m into 2 power L, right? So that's what the time complexity. So now go to the space complexity. What space or how much space we are really using? So if you consider the output complexity also, right? So in output there will be, obviously if there are n nodes in the binary tree, the output also will have n values. So for output we will say order of n, right? And plus, is there any other space that we are using? Apart from that output, we are using only the queue, right? So but how many elements we will be having in a queue at a given time, it actually depends on the particular level, right? So if there is L levels, right, so we said there will be 2 power L nodes that we need to use. So the queue space that we really need is order of 2 power L, right? So if we have an idea about what is the maximum level it has, then we will know. But let me just say L max, right, just to give you a better sense. So the maximum level, whatever it is possible, right, so that will be the order of 2 power L max in the worst case, right? So the space complexity will be order of n plus 2 power L max, right? So that's how the code and algorithm works. If you have any further questions, please post them in the comment section below this video. I will get back to you as soon as I can. You can find the link for this code in the description below this video. The link will point you to the GitHub repository. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe and share among your friends. Please click on the bell icon so that you will be notified about my future videos. Thank you for watching. I will be back with another problem very soon. Till then, stay safe and goodbye.